It's the season of family, goodwill, and cheer. For the most joyous of holidays, Christmas is near. Santa readies his sleigh to deliver his presents, but there is a package under this tree that even he doesn't know its giver or contents. We find ourselves in the home of his favorite miniature painter, who has delusions of stardom and being an entertainer. This painter is impatient and can't wait for Christmas. He's going to start early, then beg Santa for forgiveness. But Santa knew and dropped off some equipment for weightlifting. It was his way of telling the mini painter something. Being the narrator, I am duty-bound to withhold, but I already know how these events will unfold. The package unknown to even the most famous chimney sweeper came from the naughtiest of game stores. It came from Reaper. Huh, that present wasn't here before. Hello, mini freaks! My name is DJ, and this is my world in miniature. Alright, so it seems that I've got a mysterious package from a Reaper. See what's in it. Oh, Reaper, you didn't have to get me an Amazon box. Oh, thank you so much. What? I got little minis. Oh, they're so cute. Look at the guy. Look at the little guy. He's so cute. It's a little mushroom Santa. Oh. And I got a cat dragon coming out of a present. Yes, that's nice. That's nice. Oh, how adorable! He's a little pug Krampus. Oh, I know he looks like you, Lilu. Yes, he does. Yes, you want to come up here? Everybody, look at the Lilus. This is Lilu. Yeah, she's going to be a big part of this channel. Yes, she is. Oh, what a lady! What a lady! Oh, look at that big head. She got a big head. Yeah. Okay, I gotta finish this. Come on. Anyway, but look at the Krampus pug. Oh, she's so cute. What a cutie patootie. Ooh, and you always gotta have an elf. Yep, there's a Christmas elf. Excuse you. There's a Christmas elf. Alright, let's get this box out of the way. Thank you to Reaper Miniatures. I go there all the time, and I told them about the starting of this channel and all that kind of stuff, and they decided that'd be cool to give me a couple of their holiday miniatures. So these are provided to me for free by Reaper, just so that we can get kick-started here with bang. So huge thank you to them for providing these for me and giving me something to share with you guys. The official launch date of the channel, I've already got it lined up for the 3rd of January 2026. You guys will start getting regular content then. It's actually going to be really interesting because you're going to see me paint this guy. And I started painting miniatures after a 15-year-long break 3 months ago. So, well, the first video that you see is going to be from 3 months ago. It's going to be widely different because I've gotten better at painting since then. I'm not going to show you the menu, obviously, because it's in the video that's coming up. So if you want to hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be uploading once every 2 weeks. That's going to be just the cadence of the stuff. I'm not always going to be painting, though. Some of the videos are going to be painting. Some of the videos are going to be unboxing. Some of them are going to have both. It just depends on how fast I can get the miniatures painted, what I have, what I've bought, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, thank you again to Reaper for providing the miniatures for today's paint job. I guess we gotta paint one, huh? We gotta paint one. Which one? I'm torn. Okay, alright, so I think we're gonna be painting this little guy right here, the Santa mushroom dude. He's gonna be real quick, real easy, real nice, and I just think he's so cute. Get this guy cleaned and primed and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll get to painting. Alright, so here's a little cutie after I primed him. He's all ready to be painted. He does have a magnet underneath him. See, he's a sticky magnet. Yeah, we get it. Oh, you can stop now. Okay, I put a magnet like you see on the bottom of all my miniatures. It's just easier to store them later down the line. It's an old school sinking technique. I say old school, but it's still being done today. You can see it in Curtis Connor videos. You think that clap was just a creative decision? No, he's syncing his audio. That's what he's doing. All right, so now that all that prep work is done, we're going to actually examine the model here, and we're going to figure out what colors are going where and all that kind of good stuff. I've got my headgear on so I can actually see what's going on because I'm old and I need to be able to see. And these are like 2.5 times magnification. So also what we're going to do is we're going to give myself a time limit. I'm going to give myself 8 hours, so one full day that I can do this. It's roughly 10:30 in the morning, roughly. I got my coffee to keep me going for the rest of the day. Black coffee. So if you can see here, we've got this little guy here. He has got a lot of features, but it's going to be relatively easy since he's small and relatively cartoony. So what we're going to do is traditional red here for his suit, black for his belt, white for his trim, black for his mittens, white for his trim, white for his beard. I'm going to try and do some interesting blue eyes on these little beady looking eye things. Do some flesh tones for his skin back here. That's pretty much it for his body. For his little mushroom hat thing here, what we're going to do is we're going to paint it red, and then I think we're going to do these little dot things green, so we can get some red and green in there. So we'll have red, green, white, and black. Let's get this timer going and get the paint stuff out. Actually, we're going to do it in the opposite order. Let's get the paint stuff out, then get the timer going, and I hope you guys enjoy the time lapse. All right, as I said up here, I just want to say thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for watching this far into the video, and I hope that you stay for the rest of it, and that you get to see how Santa looks in the end. Let's get back to it. Anyway, so we got the timer here, and we're going to start it. It's kind of nerve-wracking. I've never done this. I don't know how long it takes me to paint most of my minis. Yeah, anyways, let's do this. Alright guys, so I promise that we're not going to be talking through the entire time lapse or anything like that. But if you'd like, you can turn it down and listen to your own music, and you might have some fun that way. I just want to explain what's going on in the video. When I base coat, I always base coat in my shadow color. And right now in my journey in painting, as you can see in the background, I paint in duos, meaning I use 2 colors to paint 1 color. So his red jacket is actually a combination of 2 red colors. And contrary to what some people may believe, it is unwise to just add white or black to your color to make it your shadow or highlight color. This will desaturate the color and make everything look really flat. So the way I do it is I use 2 different reds that I bought from Reaper. The shadow that you're seeing me put on now is a dead rose red, which means that the red was mixed with a little bit of purple in it, giving the shadows a little bit more depth. The highlight red that you'll see me use is called fire red, which means that while it's being mixed, it probably has a little bit of orange added to it, thus giving more dynamics to the miniature as a whole. I do the same thing for everything. You'll see, if you're keen-eyed, that I do mix the color for his beard, but that's because I wanted his beard to not be pure white, but a mixture of blues, grays, and whites. So it takes me, it actually in real time, it took me a long time to get everything done correctly and right, but and I do this for all the miniatures that you'll see me do. I will let you know when I start painting with triads or anything more complicated than that. But right now, all I do is I use 2 colors, and right now you'll see me put on what I consider to be the shadow color. So this is the darkest that the colors will ever get on the minis with this right here, this base coat. And then I glaze up to the highlights. I'm done with the base coat. Did it in 2 hours and 52 minutes and 35 seconds. That's how long I've been doing the base coat for. So here he is. Let's take this off so I can actually, or at least do this so I can actually see you. There you go. Oh god, you guys look so pretty. All right, so here's Santa right here. He is fully base coated, and it didn't take terribly long. It took 3 hours to base coat him. But I've got everything, including underneath the mushroom. Look at that. I know, I'm detail-oriented. Now, like I said at the beginning, I usually base with the darkest colors so that I can work on top of that with the lightest colors. So these are going to be the shadow colors for most of everything. So if you think this is not bright enough, it'll get brighter, I promise. I'm going to do his eyes last. That's why his eyes are still black and don't have any blue or anything on them. But I'm going to wait and do those at the last second. Well, not the last second, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, this is the base coat. So I guess we'll start doing the glazing process on him, which is using very thin coats to layer him up to the highlights slowly. Usually I'll come in with the highlight and I'll value shade a little bit of the highlight. So what it means is I'll take the lightest color. So like for the red, it's going to be this fire red color here. And I'm going to kind of map out where the highlights are going to be. I think of base coating. So what we just did here with this guy, I think of the base coating as kind of like creating the lines to color within. The miniature is the piece of paper. So a miniature like this, this is a hero from the Thousand Sons. I can't pronounce anybody from the Thousand Sons, so don't even ask. But like this is one of the heroes from the Thousand Sons, right? And this is a piece of paper. This is a piece of paper. There's nothing on it. It's just a piece of paper. Then what I do is I'll base coat it, like I did Santa. We're gonna base coat it, and that's like drawing lines that I have to color within when I glaze. So that's why I spend so much time on the base coating, because I believe that a good base coat makes everything else go so much faster. I'm really liking it. Let me get to putting these photos together, and then we can finish. Yeah, I think we'll. I'd like to take this time to wish everybody a Merry Christmas if you celebrate, a Happy Holidays if you don't, and a beautiful day if you don't do anything. But this is a great time of year. I do love this time of year, being with family. I love the music, the media that comes out during this time of year. This is the one time of the year that people seem to be a little nicer to each other than they are for the rest of the year. And I wish we could do that all year round, but you know, we are broken creatures in the end, and we're not perfect, so it doesn't work out that way. But I do like the way that the world seems to feel during this time of year. Anyways, just back to what we were doing here. I am glazing right now. That's what this is called. It is a process of applying very thin paint to the miniature to make the appearance of a gradient from the light color to the dark. And a gradient is just a smooth transition from one color to another. And we do that with acrylic paints on these miniatures by using very thin layers. There are a lot of other techniques to do it. I wish to try them and to test them later on the channel's future. But right now I use glazing. So what it is you take very thin paints, and we're talking like watercolor consistency paints, and we just paint over the part where we want the color to be multiple times, and we just cover a little less of the area every time we do a coat, and that will create a smooth gradient if you do it right. And that is pretty much basically all I do here. I'm not doing anything else but glazing here. So I'll shut up. I'll let you guys listen to some good holiday music, and you can watch me finish up this mini. right, that's it. I'm calling it. We're done. 6:02:59. We did it. Yay! This is by far the fastest I think I've ever done a miniature. He looks incredible. An adorable little mushroom Santa. A Santa Shroomy. Let's go to the final shots. Oh. My shoulder hurts. Thank you guys so much again for watching to the end of the video. I hope you guys liked this this little Santa Shroomy. Let me know what you think of them down in the comments. If you liked them, what you would have done differently and stuff like that. Just a reminder though that I do put my videos out 2.5 months after I make them, so I'm about 2.5 months ahead of schedule. And I think that's going to wrap it up and be about it. Again, thank you guys so much. Subscribe if you want to come with me on my journey through painting these minis. Maybe we can grow together as a community. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a happy new year. Thank you guys very much.